Hello, hello from Vermont! The holiday season is upon us, and for many of us, it's a very busy time of the year. So this week, I'm creating some artwork to remind myself of the importance of slowing down and making time to take care of myself. My little project will be another watercolor portrait, and I'll be using a few different tools that I've had for a while that I just haven't really used very much, such as my Crayola crayons. I'll also be using some water-soluble crayons such as the one I'm using right now to see what kind of different effects I can create. When I'm creating a portrait such as this one, I usually start by making a sketch, and then I transfer my sketch onto my watercolor paper. And then I start to add my color. I generally start with my lightest colors first, and slowly but surely I build up my layers and my shading. Now I'm using a clean wet brush to start dissolving some of that water-soluble crayon I applied in the hair section. Instead of blending colors to apply some shade in certain areas of my portrait, I'm going to use some water-soluble crayons to see what kind of effects I can create. I think this burnt sienna will work well to start building my first layer of shade. One thing I already know I like about working with water-soluble crayons is that it's easier to apply them in very small areas. Here I'm using some Crayola crayons. Since these specific crayons are not water soluble, I want to make sure that I only apply them in areas where I'm not going to want to lift the color at any point. Here I'm using a wet brush to dissolve the water-soluble crayon I applied, and you'll notice that the Crayola crayon I applied is not budging. Slowly but surely, I'm working on making my shades darker. Here I'm using some water-soluble crayon in purple to start adding a little bit of shading in the hair area, and this will give the hair a little bit more dimension. Since the portrait I'm working on is a very small scale, I am using a fine tip brush here to start dissolving some of that water-soluble crayon. I want to make sure that I can control the color as much as possible. Since black is the darkest shade I can put in a portrait, I tried to not use it too often, and when I do use it, I prefer to be able to blend it with other colors to make it not so stark. For my background, I'll start with applying some water-soluble crayon in a few different shades, and then I'll use water to dissolve the color I've applied so I can blend it. Using a few different waterproof crayons, I'll start adding a few more strands to my portrait's hair. I find it very relaxing and therapeutic to work in this type of format. The layering process is very repetitive, and as I'm focusing on layering my different colors, it's easier for me to be completely in the moment of what I'm doing and let go of any stress that I might be carrying with me. Using my black crayon, I'll start adding some eyelashes, and this will help define the eyes a little bit more. Since the colors on my background have dried lighter than I'd like them to be, I'm going to add another layer of color to darken the background a bit. As I'm starting to get close to the end of my painting process, I'm going to start adding some highlights, and I'm also going to add what looks like little stars in her hair. During this busy time of the year, it's important to remember to make some time to slow down and just breathe. It's amazing how just a few mindful little breaths can really help us relax and relieve stress. Wherever you are in the world, I hope this holiday season will be good to you. Most importantly, I hope you'll make it a point to be good to yourself. Thank you for making the time to join me on this journey. I hope you have a wonderful week and happy creating!